aggro in this. Okay, Lulu ban, interesting. That's against Ggoong because he played it twice in the group stage to great success in that mid lane.
Now that's one thing I really do like from OMG, targeting Ggoong. That's one of the guys on this team that you want to target in the bans, Watch and Ggoong, because Cool, like we said, he's got a much deeper champion pool than Ggoong. He can easily work around this.
Yeah, it's very, very true. He's actually always had a fairly small champion pool. Back in spring, he played a lot of LeBlanc. Nidalee, they're obviously gone. But now, Lucian and Ryze are both open so far.
Maokai.
Maokai as well. They can ban it here and have OMG.
I would not want Gogoing on Ryze.
No, I mean, but do you want LoveLing on Lee Sin?
I wouldn't want Save on Ryze either, so which way do they go with? Yeah, exactly. Do they let Watch have Lee Sin?
Ban Maokai, Lee Sin, Ryze open. So they pick one, you get the other one.
Something here, a problem for NaJin White Shield is that Save really doesn't play Maokai, whereas Gogoing can go towards that one. So we'll see whether the final ban comes through. So Lee Sin is in there. Okay, gives the choice to the top laner. It will be Ryze, it looks like, for Gogoing, but they're discussing it. They're like, but Maokai, do we let it go through?
Get the Ryze denied from Save as well. Like, both these top laners can hard carry on Ryze. Just like Gogoing can do it on Aurelia, which was banned away, but if you give him the Ryze instead, I'm not sure.
As good as Gogoing's Ryze is, this champion is not a immediate win for the top lane. You can kill this champion very early. Early on, mana building phase, he is a juicy, juicy target. And we'll have to see which jungler Watch goes with, because KhaZix is pretty much the most next contested for both of these two guys.
And so the only problem is if he goes KhaZix here, and we're going to see like Jarvan coming in from LoveLing on the other side, he will have slightly more early game pressure. He can use that pressure to help Gogoing in the top lane. When we see OMG play, it's often LoveLing, ganks for Gogoing, he gets the lead, and then he teleports bot lane, helps the bottom lane, and suddenly everyone is winning because Cool normally does fine in the mid lane alone. That would be scary stuff.
Yeah, well, we'll see, because he did lock in the KhaZix, so the next order of junglers would be Jarvan for LoveLing.
Janna is open again if they want it against the Z pick. They can do Janna Lucian like they did in the last game. Right there, you have the same bottom lane now, super strong as long as you have the coordination between them, and you have the Janna into
So
Z.
the thing is, Ggoong has talked about how much confidence he does have with this Zed, and that's why they just keep going back to it, picking it first round over and over again. I don't know, though. Working around that Janna is extremely difficult.
Yeah, especially because I'm not sure if OMG wants to pick a Z himself. I don't recall seeing Cool play a lot of Z. I mean, I've seen him play it, but not been like, oh my god, his Z has been absolutely amazing. They're going to first pick this Z from OMG's side. You could delay the pick. You don't have to first pick it on this side. You could have gotten Janna for Gorilla.
Well, I've definitely seen Cool playing some pretty amazing Z in the past. We'll see, of course, which way he goes, but the fact that it has been locked in first pick, again, as Grepo mentioned, you know, locking it against the Janna Ryze combo. Just the fact that Janna's there is a tricky prospect. But Corki locked in this time again for Zefa. What are we going to see? Will it be Braum this time? He was considering it last game and went with the Morgana. This time around, he will stick with Braum for support Gorilla.
So going back to those regular season picks here for Gorilla, let's see how they do with an initiation. Now they're going to have an actual tank on their team, and it comes from the support, so it doesn't have to be top laner or jungle here. Braum wall is going to be pretty big for this team. A lot more defenses means their team fight will be much stronger.
Yeah, and now that Lee Sin is gone, KhaZix is gone, we pretty much always see LoveLing fall back on a Jarvan. It's a very standard jungler in China as well, because it's so much about diving the back line every single time, where Jarvan fits in really well.
Thing is, it's also good because it would cataclysm in the AD carry, but Corki's already been locked in.
Corki can always jump away.
He can just jump out of it.
Still, Rengar maybe coming in. If this is going to be a Jax top lane, I mean, they're playing around a little bit. The Ryze can be a flex pick. Jax has been a very big pick for Gogoing as well. But we might see the Jayce, which was being practiced by Cool in solo queue. We saw he had like the last 10 games, 8 of them was on Jayce.
And this is a poke combo. It would be poke with a Janna on their team. That's always a good combo to go with.
Oh, Rengar, 1-4 record for LoveLing on Rengar. That's not good in the summer. But as you mentioned, with the Jayce in there, maybe this is something, obviously you said in the last game that Cool, of course, had been practicing Jayce constantly. Will we see a switch, or will Save choose for the Nidalee, for the split push, for the poke?
Yeah, and so Save or Nidalee, he can actually go 2 different ways. We have the standard split pushing Nidalee Bruiser type. We've also seen AP Nidalee actually come in, where he gets Sheen as one of the first items, and then he can either go Trinity Force or Lich Bane with it. But that's normally picked into a very heavy poke comp where they have Jayce, or sorry, where they have a lot of poke themselves. They do have the Corki pick, they do have the KhaZix, so they can still do the AP Nidalee, and then Zed as the only split push, and then you have 4 people sitting in mid lane, poking onto OMG here. So it could be Pokecom against Pokecom.
Could be. I do like the fact also that we do have both junglers who could set up the hunt in the end game.
We do.
Rengar versus
We'll see
KhaZix.
whether we get that stage.
Fingers crossed.
So-
but that would have to be a really late game.
We do have a lot more engaged on the side of OMG compared to White Shield in this case. So White Shield wants to poke and like kite, which is the style they like to run a lot. Where OMG on the other side, you have the Rengar, you can flash in on Ryze to set up the easy engages.
Right, we've seen really good engages from Gogoing with his Ryze, with just the flash and upgrading his distortion boots to get that cooldown for flash and his teleport. He's been a really, really good top laner for engaging fights for his team, just like Save used to do. Really good at flanking around.
So a lot of changes for both these teams in this match. Of course, best of 5s. It's all about adapting, overcoming. Who's come out the best in this pick and ban phase?
I mean, we have to see how much Gogoing can do on this Ryze pick, because that was the first pick for them. Lee Sin was banned, so we didn't. White Shield didn't want to trade Ryze for Lee Sin. So if Gogoing can carry on Ryze here, they might have to change it up again next game.
And I also have to say, the other solo lane here, cool. There's probably a reason why Shield banned it out. And Jayce now, with the changes, has a much stronger matchup versus Zed.
Well, now that the teams have picked their champions, who do you think has the edge here? Tweet us hashtag OMG win or hashtag NWS win to @LoveLing Sports. And of course, we'll tally up your votes and see how this goes. OMG take game 1 in the series. Can they go 2-0 against NaJin White Shield, or will they strike back? Of course, you heard in game 1 some big chants coming out of the Korean fans for OMG. NaJin White Shield on home turf being out-shouted by China fans.
Yeah, and Nidalee is the last pick here for Save. He is going to the Doran's Ring early on, so we will see the AP Nidalee. That's actually a very hard matchup against the Ryze. For Save on this top lane here, Gogoing should be able to do just fine in lane, get all the early farm, which also means LoveLing can actually sit back and farm to level 6 before he's really needed.
And, you know, AP Nidalee, while she is better when she does group up than, you know, the Bruiser Nidalee, she's nowhere near what Jayce is. Cool is running those flat armor penetration runes, and he should have a pretty easy opening lane here. So if Cool can get massive, then that's going to be plenty of poke for them. Ooh, cancels that auto? No.
Just a little back and forth between the two junglers. Doesn't realize how much support is behind him. Cloud's going to come and see if he manages to throw that Howling Gale out. No, simple ward on the red buff. Doesn't actually show save, so we're seeing, of course, remember last game we did have the duo lanes both head towards the top. We'll see whether it stays the same, because at the moment the support and AD carries are split for OMG. Looks like San wants to be down the bottom there.
Will be a swap here from White Shield, sending Corki to the top lane. So Save on his Nidalee. Won't have to deal with Ryze in the one-on-one. At the same time, the Corki pick won't have to deal with Lucian Janna, which is such a good comp if you coordinate the shield with the poke from Lucian.
I have to say, I think Shield are going to have to rely on that lane swap. Their team fight against double exhaust with these double assassins that they have is going to be an uphill battle for them. They do start out with that lane swap, trying to get Corki to that fast level 6.
It was spotted out, so NaJin White Shield respond. We did see Watch was down there ready to start out on this blue buff, which OMG are now taking, so it's going to delay things. You can see now, Watch is going to pass by that ward, so OMG fully aware of his position. I wonder if they're going to try and play any shenanigans and interrupt it. Remember, they tried to go for the 3-bull start last time around, which is where the kill came from for NaJin White Shield, but it will be a simple pickup, the support, but it is a 4-0 push, and Save, he's down at this tower.
Yeah, Save shouldn't be down here, because he will never ever get close to any minions when your blue buff is already gone. You know they're on the bottom side of the map, just zoning him away. And instead,
got one.
Watch this. He did get one minion with the spear. That might be his idea. Just sit there, try and long range spear to try and last hit some minion.
Well, this ward that they placed really early on, because they're expecting this lane swap, not only does it give them vision for this early dragon attempt if it would go down from OMG, it also alerts Save that the threat of the dive is no longer there, so he can sit in that lane. And Shield are currently getting 3 lanes of experience. He got a bit of experience off of that minion wave, whereas OMG right now only getting 2 lanes of experience with the double jungle follow. And up top, Zefa's trying to freeze it, but it will slowly be pushing towards that turret.
Yeah, right now OMG, they need to send LoveLing and Gogoing back to this bottom side here and force save away from the tower, because he is actually able to get a few last hits with his spear from max range. OMG has not been able to actually deny him any of their spears, like walking in front of it and take the damage for it. So they need to send back Ryze and Rengar to force save away, maybe even dive in.
And of course, there's always a winner in these lane swaps, these little shifts around. It's always the mid lane. And that is, at the moment, going very much in favor of Cool versus Ggoong. You can see double the CS right now. And again, it looks like they're setting up for a tower dive. But again, that ward paying absolute dividends. And he will back away the second they come around.
That should also signal Braum to roam down, because they have to worry about the early dragons. Those early dragons are very easy to stop if you get in there with multiple people at the same time and you don't walk in single-handedly. Their vision's already run out, so it's a bit dangerous, but since they see the dual lane down here in the lane taking the turret, shouldn't be too bad.
And right now, Gogoing should actually have teleported to the top lane. He just missed out on a lot of minions. They haven't seen Gorilla for a long time, expecting him to be gone, because you don't really sit in 2v0 the top lane with your support. And Gogoing, once the wave hit the tower, it was only the Corki, could have teleported up, picked up a lot of farm actually.
Yeah, so they didn't use him to take the dragon. They didn't use him to teleport up top and get the experience. Going to be at a bit of a deficit here.
You can see, of course, the pros getting involved in this one. Dexter talking about the AP Nidalee, how it's a pretty good answer to Jayce's pick. Of course, we're going to see how Rengar does. Has a 7-1 win ratio, apparently, but from what I've seen of LoveLing, it's definitely not that case. It is a 1-4 ratio for him, so it's a bit of a counter. Ggoong in this mid lane. You can see he's taking some serious punishment from Cool, and we talked about it in that first ban, of course, whether it should have been a thing. We'll see, of course, just how strong Cool is on Jayce. He has been hitting it hard in the solo queue, and that's where the research came from game one. The question is, was it ban-worthy?
Well, we're going to have to find out. I mean, what he can keep doing here once LoveLing hits level 6 as well, and just keep pushing up the wave. LoveLing sits back at the tower, wait in case any fight breaks out. LoveLing comes in, and you have so much burst with Rengar and Jayce together at level 6 for Rengar.
Look at save though. This top laner that focuses so heavily on vision control. Not only does it clear out the most wards for top laners, but he's got deep vision inside the jungle. That's going to be the side that he's laning on once again. So it frees him up to play extremely aggressively and play with that confidence.
So top laners now fighting one another. LoveLing getting spotted out again. They have full vision of him. That does give Watch a little bit of freedom to possibly go up towards that top lane. Ggoong is heading
level
down.
6 to level 4 Rengar.
Yeah, LoveLing does not want to get involved in this one. This could be a straight-up dive in there. Ggoong's going to try and head off straight over the pit.
Wants to go for Gogoing.
Yeah, they're going to see if they can find him out there. Full-on tower dive, risky play. Of course, don't forget that Rune Prison is a big deal for Gogoing.
This is what he said in Champion Select. Taking Ryze is not an instant win for your lane. He's very squishy early on. He's just completed the tier. He could take a big hit.
Yeah, and he's pushing out now here. Safe, he loves to actually freeze the waves and force the enemy top laner to stay around to get the CS and experience, which means Zed can then go in towards him.
Oh,
that will be very risky though.
Will be very tricky. Tower hit goes to Ggoong, and now we see LoveLing coming back to help out. Ggoong very much safe, and that's a lot of time wasted by Ggoong there. Look at the CS differential building in that mid lane, 60 to 34. A lot of time wasted, a lot of experience wasted.
He couldn't wait any longer. That's why he actually went for it and just got to poke in. He was hoping Gogoing would have walked further up the lane, maybe try and poke on to save, and then he could have gone for the gank.
This is going pretty well now for OMG here. They have the 2 tiers that they're trying to stack for their team, and they're already on a nice gold lead here. So if they could just hold it in this at the same pace for a little while here, then they will be very, very successful with this opening.
He's got it, he's gifted it, Cool's taking it, now he needs support. It is there. Cool hangs around the side, so the blue steel is in. NaJin White Shield, remember, they were a little bit delayed. OMGs has just spawned. Let's see if they can counter it, whether they get across quickly. It looks like they're going to go straight for it.
And OMG as well, this Jayce pick in the mid lane gets a very early power spike at level 7 and one at level 9 when you get your fully ranked up Q here, the poke you can do onto the enemy team. And that's going to be so strong for the first dragon fight, where Save won't be able to have the same poke and power back against OMG. So this Jayce pick might actually also give OMG the first dragon of the game.
Ooh, Watch is going to go straight in and find LoveLing here. They're going to come around. They want to try and start the dragon off.
Straight
They're
up.
stood on a ward though, and OMG They're all coming in. Sand's a little bit further away from this one, but don't forget, that Shock Blast will do some serious work on the likes of Gorilla, who's trying to stand it out. He's going to go focused in. Watch his courts out. Exhaust goes onto him. Gorilla will be first blood. Save's going to be the next focus. Exhaust goes down on towards him. There goes Ggoong. Can he get the damage down? It's Cloud he's trying to focus on, but a support not at that good of a target. He will get it. Can he get out though? Ggoong's trying to catch on to the lock on towards him. They're separated. Split targets, but Sand comes in. He's late to the party, but he's certainly got an invite. Zefa's going to have to try Valkyrie away from this one, and they will come out 2-1 in favor, 1-1 in favor, I tell a lie. It was 2-1, it was just a hell of a long fight. Gorilla respawn.
So White Shield's idea here was because Sand had actually recalled. They're like, okay, we're 5 members, we're going to start it. Teleport as well, it's not over yet.
Oh, Sand can dash away in the back of the pit. They need to try and lock him down. He's just going to slide on over. NaJin White Shield can't get anything from it. Can they try and take this mid turret?
After that disastrous team fight, they also spend the teleport, and just a quick sidestep there means they get nothing out of it. A huge, huge early game here for OMG. This is off to an amazing start for them.
And taking such an early dragon when there's still 4 members around, and one of them is a Jayce, by the way, is such a risky play. It backfired. Notice on your minimap how Sand is not there for the fight. He's still running. That's why White Shield started. But Zed comes in late as well.
It's all about these 2 exhausts for their team too. Exhaust early on here. They use both of them on 2 different solo laners. Going into the bush here for Cool, even though the Ignite is on him, it does give vision. Ggoong switches targets, only gets a support kill, and then, since he wasn't looking at where his shadow was, he goes right back next to Gogoing, and it made sense safe to go down and die for him.
Yeah, and just well played by Sand as well, joining the fight. He sees Save wants to jump in, instantly just dashed in his face and killed him. Well played by OMG.
So, OMG in the lead once again. They managed to claw their way back into this one. They fell behind in the lane phase in game 1. Gogoing uses that teleport, protects that mid turret, gets himself going. Catalyst up there, big invade. NaJin White Shield, 4 members, pushing up towards that top lane, but back away. They were spotted by a ward, and they don't gain any advantage.
And we have to highlight how many wards OMG is actually buying as a team, because in the group stages and in the LPL, we have seen many, many times where a team like OMG, they kind of slack on the wards a little bit. They don't have enough wards down. They don't pre-plan whatever they want to go for an objective. Last game and this game, they have been buying a lot of wards, and they use them here to constantly spot White Shield moving around.
LoveLing has hit level 6 now. Didn't have it in that previous fight. Cool and LoveLing grouping up, and that's why we're seeing Ggoong playing so passively, but it's causing problems. He needs CS. Gogoing is stealing it away. Cool comes back around, and OMG have started off so well in this matchup, but they've got to be careful. They're leaving Zefa alone. That's going to be the top tower. Sand will take that. Second turret of the game, unanswered so far by NaJin White Shield. The middle one, the last one remaining they want to take, but Zefa's doing what he can to get NaJin White Shield back in this.
That's a lot of pink wards they also managed to clear around this mid lane here, and trading top tower for bot tower, now pushing on. Again, Jayce, he has this early power spike where he can just poke on to once he gets max rank on his Q, he can just land so much poke. They use it, grouping fairly early, just get a bit of damage on the tower, clear some wards around the mid lane, and now just backing away because they have to deal with this Corki in this bottom lane still pushing.
OMG got to be careful. There was 4 members being drawn to that bottom lane. This is something they do a lot. Here goes LoveLing. Stealth goes down. He's looking for the kill. He's going in for Ggoong. He's going to come around. Bounces on towards him. Doesn't land the stun. Went too early. Ggoong instead tries to turn it around. But you can't mess with 4 members of OMG. They collapse and kill.
To be fair, that stun was going to land. It was just an ultimate there from Ggoong to dodge it, but they had him surrounded. Great gank there from LoveLing, and now they have control of mid lane. They should be able to take it. They're calling Jayce up. He kills turrets so quickly with just his W. And since he's started with those armor penetration runes and he got the early brutalizer, his poke already hurt so much.
Half the hit points are what shredded away there. Gorilla is trying to stop as much as he can with that Unbreakable, but as you mentioned, with the Lucian, Janna, Jayce in there, they will shred down these turrets so fast, and that's what OMG are looking to do. Create the pressure. They're almost 4,000 gold ahead already, and now they're moving once again to this blue buff, which they have owned this whole game.
They should be able to pick this one up as well. There's so many members here. No teleport for Gogoing, however, he's in the top lane. Might be a little bit careful. Can be 5 members on White Shield very soon.
Gotta be careful they don't give anything across to them. There it is, blue buff taken once again. Watch riding on the Howling Gale. And they're going to try and move across. Zefa may get picked off here. He's going in. Cloud's going to come steaming around the side, trying to catch him with that Howling Gale. Does pick him off, but Cool does not follow it on. The rest of NaJin White Shield are currently separated. They're not reacting quick enough to OMG's quick early grouping.
No, again, the Zed needs more time to farm up here before he becomes really strong in the one-on-one. Zefa forces it in mid lane and wave clear together with Save. You don't really have too much wave clear on this Nidalee. It's all about landing the spear. But we have to notice these defensive pink wards from OMG. That's what they use to start the Rengar gang from your own jungle onto the mid lane here. So the wards just around the mid lane itself won't do enough. It won't spot him as long as you have defensive pings to make sure the enemy team can't see you when you actually stealth up.
He's going for the turret. Might well get it. Oh, the culling coming down from San. He may take a tower hit. Has to try and shadow dash away. He does have the support of Cloud. Cloud going down there as well. Will force him away. LoveLing, they're all chasing down there. It's Ggoong that's going to get caught out, but there's the teleport. No answer from Ggoong going so far. They're going to blast in on. Safe, turn around. Look at the damage going back on towards him. San gets himself to the mountain. Oh, beautiful ulti coming out from Cloud. There's Gogoing coming in. The rest of the team reacts. It's a 5-man pile-up from NaJin White Shield, but they are 1 man down. There goes Cloud. It's a 4-on-4 so far. Ghoul's going to come around the side, try and catch on. The double kill comes down. Gogoing is absolutely wrecking through this team. Can he get one more Rune Prison? There it is. Gorilla the focus. Not really the one they wanted. They will back away. And a 2-for-1 trade once again for OMG. NaJin White Shield, they shouldn't be fighting.
And 10 seconds before Dragon, that's not the right time here. OMG going to get another objective off of this. Perfect for them. This is going to get out of hand pretty quickly here. Now, OMG, the problem has never been their strongest points. It has been the consistency for this team. But man, bringing Cloud back in has worked so well for them. And let's take a look at the double exhaust once again from these teams.
Yeah, and also an AP Nidalee teleporting in. It doesn't really have much of an effect. San Bellatrix and them notice the ulti from Cloud. Flashes in, knocks Ggoong away from San, so he has to go back. LoveLing joins in, and in the river, you can already see Jayce coming down.
Yep, and so Jayce is going to bring exhaust number 2. So this is the call. In comes Cool and Gogoing. He signals, go chase somebody, get that Rune Prison. Second exhaust comes in, they get the kill onto Corki, and they continue to trace. This is also going to be the Dragon cleaned up for them right after.
3-0 and 1 on Ryze. And he's what many people consider to be the best Ryze player in China. Gogoing is going to be really scary.
Yeah, and he got this champion almost all the games in group stages too.
And he hasn't even hit his power spike yet. This is early. He's at 3-0-1. Rod of Ages only just completed and starting to stack out. This is a serious, serious problem for NaJin White Shield. They are 4,000 gold behind. They're going to get their first tower of the game, or are they? As San comes in, oh, the minions still don't get it down. And they hold on once again. Zefa forcing LoveLing away from the tower. So, OMG, they like to fight. They've got to be careful they don't get drawn into too many uneven fights, though, by NaJin White Shield.
Yeah, and they don't want to give White Shield time to actually group up and start pushing down the wave to their tower, so the Nidalee and the Corki can start landing the poke. You want to constantly push it back, so you're the one in charge here. Cool already taking a lot of damage. It becomes harder and harder to dodge these rockets and spears.
Let's take a look at how this AP Nidalee does work out now that he's got his Athenes completed. It isn't just Nidalee for their poke. They also have the KhaZix and the Corki here, so it is Spike Rax evolved KhaZix.
Just about holding on. You can see, you mentioned the poke, the damage that can come out. So OMG not winning this poke fight right now. If the shock blasts don't land, it's going to be a problem. Gorilla blocking the first one a moment ago. LoveLing waiting off the side. He has his stun ready and waiting to go, so he may try and pounce on this fight.
Well, the thing is, he just recalled back to base here to shop. He was a bit low as well, so no engage coming from OMG. I mean, LoveLing is the main engage. There's no flash for Gogoing either.
Here comes LoveLing, though, right up the middle. He has ult ready.
Moby Boots on ult ready. Gogoing, trying to catch up. Gogoing pops the ulti. It does blast NaJin White Shield down, but he doesn't run in. Still very risky play. NaJin White Shield running a good siege here.
Yeah, look at all these traps and making it even harder for LoveLing to actually engage in through the lane at least. If you step on one of them, they will see him, and they can then start move away.
They might try and use the last little bit of health of this turret as bait.
Unbreakable used to block the culling out. Shock Blast going to come through unanswered this time around. They are going to keep them off, and I think NaJin White Shield looking at Cloud motors through and clears all those traps out.
Good guy, Cloud. But OMG managed to defend the tower. There's a lot of poke though from White Shield once they can actually group up.
Yeah, that is not a good sign here for Shield though, because with the team that they've fielded this time around, it's really hard to come back with this sort of team.
Oh yeah.
Unless you get some crazy picks, unless you get some sneaky Baron like that, it is so hard to come back with this type of team.
Yeah, Zed, if he's forced to stay back and defend and wave play at his own tower and be in a straight up 5 versus 5, can't even flank around. We saw in the last game how hard it is to actually take down a target when there's double exhaust, Janna pick as well. Ggoong back to split pushing, will actually get a tower. Going for Gogoing.
He's going for Gogoing, but Gogoing's got support from his team. He's going to bait Ggoong in there. He's going to try and run away. Look at this, down the mid lane. Cool is coming down, Cloud is following. NaJin White Shield, they're going to group and cleverly take the mid turret though. They're going to draw him away. Sand's going to be the focus. Caught by the last little bit of
LoveLing is here.
In comes LoveLing. Gets in, pounces, gets the kill. Bottom lane, we saw Ggoong go down. The tower taking damage. Watch is tanking it out. Is he going to be strong enough? Pounces in, gets the second hit, and he will get away clean. They don't get the tower, but they get 2 kills.
Well, they get the top tower there, trade 2 for 2, and they get the top side. Let's see how much they can get done, though. Ryze is constantly trying to shove bottom.
And that was a lot of members sent bottom lane from OMG. Gogoing could actually have won that fight by himself, probably one-on-one, but still, send down the members, will be able to take a mid tower. So at least getting a trading mid tower for the top tower, but well, White Shield still.
So,
split pushing pays off.
Quick recap, NaJin White Shield, they got the bottom and top turret from that fight, dangerous. 2 kills, but they do lose that mid. Ggoong once again coming in, cool shock blasting in there. Say it's dangerous, but it's a quick and easy pickup for OMG. Cool and Gogoing are really rocking in this game.
Yeah, and that early mid turret going down just in time. 1 minute left for this dragon. They've already got deep wards on the blue side set up here. OMG sitting pretty.
And the 2 tiers here for OMG are both just above 500 mana at this point. And watch, you're in trouble, mate.
Watch going out, he's in trouble indeed. Ggoong's going to come in, the exhaust down. Gorilla stops it. That shock blast was well wide. Nice work, but that forces the jungler back. He should have time to go back to the fountain and come back before this dragon spawns.
Yeah, I don't think anything was really used from OMG here, getting him low, but he has time to go back once again now. Looking for another target. It's
this flat armor penetration from OMG versus Shield, who do not build very tanky pretty much ever. And it's so good against them. That's why he went with the flat armor penetration runes and why they get the early brutalizers here. And they just rip right through anybody that they catch out.
And it's a very nice setup when you have Rune Prison to lock the target down, and then the Jayce just smacks you in the face for all the damage from long range. But the only tank for White Shield is going to be Gorilla as a support, and he's not even going to become that tanky.
LoveLing's ulti is going to be back, Gogoing's ultimate's going to be back. They were both used in that last engagement to force him down, but Ggoong, he's only at half hit points. He can't really go diving in too early in this exchange. Dragon is now up.
LoveLing comes back
and forth. There's the ulti catch, going on to watch once again. Cool comes around the side, the Colin comes in. LoveLing gets him down. Zefa just completely caught out. Gorilla, that unbreakable's not going to stop 5 members of OMG. And just like that, 3 members go down. The mid turret's in trouble. Save gets blasted, and the crowd are loving OMG.
OMG are looking so strong here. Whenever they can get an engage and they can dive onto White Shield, they do it. They get the kills, pushing on here. They can also take a dragon when they want to.
They're thinking about the inhibitor there. It will be the dragon they're going to go for, and oh my god, are they looking good in this game.
Side lanes are pushing, so they're going to want to clean up this dragon as quickly as possible. Shield should be able to answer something here right now, shoving mid, and since they do have those 2 other points of pressure, maybe they will be able to finally get it.
Gonna go for a counter blue. I think that's all NaJin White Shield can hope from this one. Maybe this mid turret. All 3 dragons go in OMG's way though, and a 7,000 gold lead almost built up here by OMG. Remember, NaJin White Shield, they come back from this against the Lions, but I'm not sure OMG are looking to give up that grasp so easily this time around. That mid turret will be saved. Monsoon from Cloud forces them away, backed up by the culling of Sand. This combo, this duo lane, is working wonders. Those shock blasts stripping half the hit points off Watch. He's built full damage. He has to get some defense.
The thing is on KhaZix, for you to really be strong in these fights, I mean, you need the early damage items. You need to get your last Whisper as well. And OMG is really punishing White Shield for playing these fairly weak 5v5 comps, and with no tank as well. Every time a shock blast lands, you're down to 50%.
There's zero armor on them at all at the moment, and that's what's really making Cool look like he's absolutely blasting through them. That Unbreakable, he can only stop so much. Gogoing, trying to collapse on towards Ggoong. Shock Blast City, constantly going back and forth.
Shield are not going to find success trying the same thing over and over, grouping up like this. You got to go with some split push here. Cloud is kind of caught out here, though.
Point blank, Shock Blast through the face. He goes Ggoong. He has not got
to go down.
Damage. He had to tell a lie. He has. He does manage to get himself a kill, but, well, I think it's a bit of a null point, honestly. A trade back and forward, but
that was actually good for White Shield because now they can start pushing. There's no Jayce to poke them from max range. Will get it.
He's going to go in. Save's going to go down. He gets caught out with the Hail and Gale. Gets away from this one. LoveLing taken low. Watch is going too deep, though. San picks himself at one. Goes in. Zefa caught out. That's going to be another. It's a double for San, and he's still chasing. They drive them back away. They lost the tower, but again, you're feeding the AD carry.
You can tell that Shield are getting a little desperate in these team fights. Everybody going a bit too deep there, and OMG play that team fight extremely well. Everybody who's low, kiting out just in time, trying to bait in a couple more suckers.
The fact that White Shield don't have any proper disengage against a Rengar here is a big, big problem for them, because every single time LoveLing engages, they have no chance of actually running away from him. The target he locks down, OMG can focus and just burst them down within, it takes them 2 seconds pretty much to just kill the first guy. And White Shield had the chance to take Janna in the first rotation. They took Zed instead.
Yep, they're going to have to turn it on pretty quick here. So let's look at this re-engage, because LoveLing, he backs off. He's the one baiting now. Watch can't get to the back of him, and then Zefa gets Rune's Prison. He decides to try and commit on Cloud. Also can't finish that one off. Well, I guess there was no other choice. He wasn't getting out of it, so you might as well go for the kill.
But just before that fight happened, of course, San had picked up that Ghost Blade, so now he's rocking and rolling, building towards that Bloodthirst that we've seen some great Lucians, and again, San, who had a lot of question marks over him coming into this tournament, especially when you got the likes of Uzi and Name in the Chinese scene. He was completely overshadowed, but he is really performing on the world stage once again in this, now that he's got Cloud alongside him.
And he's had a really hard time because he's been switching support.
Wow, solo in it, Gogoing, blasting Ggoong and forcing him away. The rest of the team come around. Shock Blast, not mind finding him. He does take half the hit points off Watch once again as the minion wave comes in. I'm not sure they can defend it. The culling comes through, Unbreakable stopping a chunk of that. But again, the next wave will come through. Shock Blast still keep on raining back and forth. And OMG are poking down NaJin White Shield.
Swept as well. They're looking for somebody.
He's going in. It's Gorilla's the only one he found, but Unbreakable will prevent all of that damage. That's going to slow things down for OMG a little bit here. Little bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, the Braum will be fairly tanky when he has his shield up, and not the target they want, so they decide to quickly just back away.
But they can stay here for days because all the waves are in their favor right now. They've got no reason to back away. They can just keep on drawing, hoping the Cool lands one of those. Safe once again caught out there. Safe, as you mentioned, out of mana. They're getting forced away from this one. The blue will fight. That spear, though, lands. Oh, Ingram's LoveLing. What follows out? He's taken low. Cloud has to use the monsoon. Not sure why he blew them away, but it does save his own team. And a risky engage still. NaJin White Shield proving that they can beat them off the turrets if they need to.
Exactly. So that means, you know, OMG, they really need to take control of this map. They have the 5v5 squad. Dragon come up in 1 minute. All that they have to do is ward up on this side. Make sure you leave one ward over by Baron, because we learned that last game. But that's pretty much all they have to do, and they can control that neutral objective fairly easily.
We're just waiting for ulti here for LoveLing. We need to flash up for Gogoing as well, and then OMG can start a fight if White Shield stays around to try and land the poke here. We do see an AP Nidalee still does pretty good damage once she lands the max range spear.
Yeah, hasn't got that death cap quite completed. In comes Cloud to clear the vision that Gorilla did just try and get around that Baron. Didn't want to fall for it again, as you mentioned. But the Dragon's up in 40 seconds, and that's probably going to be the next focus target. We'll see if NaJin Shield fancy fighting for it. They are really starting to tumble behind in gold. It's 7,000 now. If Ggoong keeps eating those shock blasts, absolutely will not be worth fighting for. Good life steal, good heal from Safe.
Yeah, Cool can really dish out the damage right now. Not only shock blasts are hitting extremely hard, but he also has his Muramana transform already. Gonna be pretty devastating. He's not with the team at the moment though. Plenty of time. All they have to do is delay any sort of commitment from Shield.
Buff picked up by him, so those shock blasts are going to keep One coming. There's one. Bam. Save. Half the hit points gone. Can
Oh,
only heal
LoveLing.
himself there. LoveLing stealths up. Zefa was off at the side, actually, but they had no ward there. They had one just around the side. Trying to clear out the pink ward, trying to remove the vision, but they're taking some poke from NaJin White Shield to themselves. They're trying to collapse around the side. Zefa, why is he out in the front there?
OMG don't have to rush this because their top is pushing. Here it goes, though. Smite Bite.
Save takes a blast again, continuing. Smite Bite's not going to happen. Watch instead. Stealths up, tries to jump away. LoveLing does not have vision of him. And that's another dragon for OMG. 4 out of 4 now. Shock blast not quite connecting. Going blind into this bush. There's the culling, blocked out by Gorilla, but they're still chasing. They can still pursue. San trying to get the damage down. The shock blast, the acceleration gate, giving them the speed. LoveLing goes in, catches Gorilla. Gorilla unbreakable, back off cooldown any second now. Is it going to be quick enough? There it is. Stops him down. Zefa separated from his team. Gogoing claps it on him. Valkyrie away. But now NaJin White Shield, they're trapped. They're out in their opposite jungle. Will they get chased down? Ggoong caught out. The bowler catching onto his feet there. They will keep on following. Will they catch him out? He's going to go up for Ggoong. Gogoing taken low. He's going to get popped. He will go down. A 1-for-1 trade. San picks up the kill. Save now Jayce. Gorilla gets away. The top laner is pouncing away. It's very hard to catch a Nidalee, but San has the damage if he can get one little step closer. I'm not sure he's got the speed. One more shot. Heals himself up. Side steps it. He's going down. And San now at 6-1-7 is godlike. And, well, OMG, they are in full control of this game. It's taken them a little bit of chasing, but if one team's going to chase it, it's definitely OMG.
And it was a decent scramble there from Shield, too. They got out of it in a 2-for-1 trade, which isn't as bad as it possibly could have been. But, man, you can just see how much control OMG currently have of the game.
And you can see how White Shield feel like they don't have any other option than keep grouping as 5 members and try and land the poke and try and like disengage, kite. Because Zed has never hit a point where he could really split push other than taking one tower in bot lane.
Yeah, you're gonna get beat so bad early there by that Jayce. And Cool did a magnificent job punishing Gogoing really early, or Ggoong really early on.
Did the Prophet actually say White Shield was going to win? It's not over yet, by any means, but so far OMG is looking very, very strong.
Thing is here, for Cloud, he's obviously the performance stands. Like, it's been a great improvement over Dada. You know, all the rumors about, you know, why the times he was banned,
Hitting the Baron.
pretty much your performance is definitely going to speak for itself here. And OMG looked like the OMG that fans wanted.
They could do with Gogoing split pushing down bottom and pushing that tower down. The thing is, Ryze don't take tower downs that quick, but they had a wave down there. He has teleport available, as does Save. And it's funny because Save's not been able to split push. Simply put, he has to stay with his team, which is causing so many problems with NaJin White Shield because they just have no pressure on OMG at all.
Yeah, it's all about the Z pick with the split push. I mean, you want to have the AP Nidalee poking, trying to use that as one of the
they got him!
and
Bang!
he just got destroyed.
Absolutely evaporated off the map there. LoveLing comes in, he bounces, he's going in, and the culling is being blocked by the Unbreakable. Gogoing flanks around the side. Zefa tries to get away from this one, but you can see the tower hits. One more shot, Gogoing catches on towards him. We do see San picking up another. One pouncing away, running for his lives here. Whoa, San's got deep on that one. Pop's not going to be enough, and he will be safe. 4-for-0, OMG just destroying NaJin White Shield. They're going to tank down the inhib.
And we have seen this before. Gogoing on Ryze, flanking around the enemy team here. Once again, LoveLing is the guy who sets up everything for them. He starts every single fight. They get the picks. And man, they're looking good.
LoveLing is just such a cool jungler because one game he'll come out with these risky strategies and he'll do the level 2 move, but then he'll immediately switch it up. He never lets himself fall into a pattern, so his opponents can't predict what's going to come out of him next. This time the Rengar's been great. He's gone with that new sort of Korean build with the early mobility boots and extra damage.
And the Baron, is it going to go their way? That's the question. Coming around the side, Gorilla tries to come in. Watches there, can he get the spy? Oh, he gets it! He'll go down and pay the price, but that may well have just kept NaJin White Shield in the game.
It'll buy them a bit of time.
Just ran straight in there, jumped in, and got the steal. That was so important. That's going to buy White Shield some time at least.
Don't forget, Watch is the man that had Faker steal the Baron away from him before, so that's got to feel good for him. A quick smite in there, but this is for the fight. This is what started it all off. Save just getting destroyed.
Yeah, and that was such a risky spot for Save as well, trying to clear the wall. But OMG to keep going. Look at Gogoing here. from behind. Zefa is like, okay, I'm feeling fairly safe behind my gorilla. And then Gogoing just comes around and smacks you down.
Oh, the little catch as well. Sand just caught him at the end. Fantastic stuff. Watch. This is how he gets away. So that was why he got the Baron, because he managed to avoid that fight.
They even dropped the pink ward to try and see him there. So he was able to get out of range of the pink ward and immediately jump just as his invisibility was going to wear off.
So, OMG. Warning signs.
Looking great coming out here, team man. First 2 games taken off of Shield. What a performance. All they had to do, switch in Dada out for Cloud.
Can we also just say everyone else is really performing?
Yeah, it's transformed the whole team.
Everyone is really performing.
It's given a new lease of life, confidence to the team, and we wondered how it would be. Sometimes substitutions can work this way. It's like when a new player is transferred into a football team or anything like that. Suddenly a new lease of life is there. New manager comes along, anything really that just changes the morale in the team. And suddenly players that were looking a little lapsadaisical look incredible and cool, honestly, on this Jayce. I think we're seeing why it was banned. 418, shredding the damage of all of NaJin White Shield, and that's another turret. They're not going to defend this one.
Yeah, and it comes back to those champion pools of the mid laners. Cool definitely has so much depth over Ggoong. You can see teams are sort of baiting Ggoong into this versus pick Zed once again, and it's kind of, you know, it's definitely biting them in the butt, actually.
Well, I mean,
it shouldn't be...
they're coming in with double exhaust. They're like, fine, first pick Zed. We're happy with it. We're going to double exhaust you.
White Shield is tunneling on this Zed pick way too much. For next game, they're definitely not going to early pick it. This Janna pick and the exhaust has just been able to counter it completely.
It's actually something that the Samsung teams did against Cloud9 as well. They sort of baited high into those Zed picks, and then they brought the exhaust, and they didn't let him split push. And at a certain point in the game, there was nothing left that the Zed would really have an effect on.
First shove from NaJin White Shield, not going to profit them anything from it. They can't get towards that middle turret. They dare not. Of course, they do have Baron on them. So then, not without anything. It was the Baron that turned it around for OMG in game 1, where they snuck in and took it. This time, a smite steal from Watch, who himself is on his 3rd World Championships. Reached the quarterfinals for Sword alongside McNoon in Season 2. Season 3, of course, reached the semi-finals. Went out 3-2 to SK Telecom, and honestly, probably gave SK Telecom the best run for their money in that entire tournament. Can he go one step further? He's really going to have to step up for his team, though, to make it, because OMG are looking incredible. And, you know, we talked to teams coming into this matchup. We talked to Cloud9 last night, and they just said, well, things that I can't say on air were going to happen to OMG, but instead it has been the complete reversal. OMG have looked incredible in these first 2 matches.
Yeah, I mean, those perceptions are based on scrims, and we've seen the big difference. People performing on the big stage when there is pressure like this, that's what's key. I remember the picture from last year, OMG on the beach, when they went to LA after failing to Royal Club, writing in the sand that they were going to win Worlds S4, and they're making a great case for themselves right now. They still have a long ways to go, but they don't look like they want to stop in quarters.
No, and it's also fun to see how the first day of group stage in Singapore, OMG lost both their games, and they looked very lost. LMQ destroyed them, and Samsung Blue destroyed them in those 2 games. But ever since, it's like that, some nerves maybe, I don't know.
Ever since that Fnatic win, maybe?
Ever since the Fnatic win, they've actually just been getting better and better and better, and kind of been finding their old form. Because remember, this was the team going to All-Star as well. Back in spring, they were the #1 team. Didn't work out in the playoffs for them, but at least they were the #1 team going into All-Star.
Yeah, and let's not forget, of course, they changed that mid laner. Cool stepped back in after his eye surgery. Young was in there previously at All-Stars and played a fantastic Syndra, honestly, and with obviously a lot of pressure was on Cool to come back from that injury. You know, your eyes, it's a pretty big deal when you're playing video games.
Yeah.
For really anything in life, honestly, your eyes are a fairly important part of your everyday, and the fact that he's come back from it and then is now performing at such a top level against top Korean teams. And this is something that China has always wanted. You know, they've always said, if we're going to beat anyone, we want to beat Koreans. You look towards Insec and Co that have obviously gone across and joined the Chinese scene, and maybe even Kakao's doing the same thing now, who just went and win the OGN Champions, looking towards the Chinese scene. They want to beat these Korean teams and prove China is not a second-class citizen. They very much can challenge Korea.
Of course, everybody wants to take out the champ. You've got to go after the #1.
Let's see now. They are pushing up on its inhibitor. White Shield can't really fight them. I mean, OMG has such a strong 5 versus 5 comp. They're going to have to catch out a target. But every time Ggoong goes in, Cloud is there, knocks him away, and the exhaust is ready. So let's see what White Shield wants to do.
The Baron buff has worn off. Of course, the shock blasts are going to keep on raining through. Zefa just getting out of the way of one there with that inhibitor respawn. It is the target OMG want, but they're not going to go for it just yet. Cloud took a little too much poke. They're going to play it safe. Why not? Those shock blasts drawing the damage onto Ggoong. Oh, it's a death push. They're going.
Going in.
He's popped the stealth. Who's he going to pick off? They can set out Watch. Watch can leap away. That ultimate's wasted.
Wasted ulti. Try to set up. Looking down this bottom lane. White Shield has managed to once again set a big minion wave push going, and it's actually going to do a lot of damage to this tower. OMG might have to back away, send someone down to clear it,
well,
then start setting up
they
the
also,
Baron if they want
They also
to.
got to work on their vision coverage here. While OMG had such a huge lead, it should be very easy for them to fill in with wards here, and everybody should be backing because Baron coming up in 15 seconds, they really need to get some down. They at least have this one pink ward to work off of.
They need to
early
work
warming system.
on their excitement as well.
The Windians.
If LoveLing maybe would have gone ahead of his team, they all followed him. It's like, this one, I'm stealthed up, guys. Stop following me. I'm trying to go around. Trying to be sneaky. Sneaky is their aim of the game, but Safe takes a shock blast, and Nat says, hello, we know you're here, but can they take the Baron? They're risking it for a biscuit. That's the question. Can they get it in there? Gorilla, unbreakable. Monsoon forces them in the back. The Baron taken by NaJin White Shield, though. OMG back out. Everybody's down. Any extra kills? They get Gorilla down. They can't chase, but San Francis in. They're going to come around. They have the vision. Will he dash in? This is risky play. Watch, he's going to lifesteal. Instead, they've got it. They've hit and run. They've done an OMG on themselves.
OMG were a little bit slow, and nobody had wards to leave in the red jungle leading up to Baron. So by the time they got vision of Shield ran right through that pink ward, and they just burned down Baron. They're going to have to trade for this inhibitor, but it is, again, pretty much the only move that Shield had there.
Yeah. Again, you can win the 5 versus 5. If you ever start poking away, LoveLing can engage onto you, and your Zed who wants to split push and beat people one-on-one, that's never going to happen because OMG is just going to walk straight up your base instead and force a 5 versus 4. So they had to go for the Baron. It worked for them. Once again, maybe buying some time. LoveLing, that's a very early ulti.
They're trying to see if they can pick someone out here. There's a trap at the side. They want to see if Zefa's maybe going to push down. That stealth is about to wear off, where he just instead pounces on a ward.
So a lot of times
Scary.
towards the late game, when you do have the lead like this with Rengar, you kind of use the ultimate as a radar system just to see who's kind of close to you and if there's any possibilities of picking anyone off. Didn't find one this time around, though.
Can go back now.
It's a quick cooldown. I mean, you look at his build, it's all built that he can bring that up pretty quickly. Dragon is up. OMG have very much controlled this one. They will keep the gold swimming their way. Every single Dragon gone their way now. Shame their Barons haven't, though. That is what's keeping NaJin White Shield in this.
And again, this shield comp that they're running here, really hard to come back with. So even though they have this Baron, it's going to be a really, really big uphill battle, and they do need somebody out of position from OMG.
Yeah, that's going to be the key here. They have to catch someone from OMG who's overextending alone, or maybe someone is not there when the fight starts. It's only 4 members. That's what White Shield needs. So they have to start warding up their own jungle here so they can actually see OMG move around. Otherwise, they're just going to be forced to sit back in their base and take a 5 versus 5.
Watch has hit level 16, all 3 upgrades, and Rengar as well.
Oh, Gorilla needs to be careful up here.
Oh, this is super dangerous.
Not too dangerous at the moment. They're going to try and take that red.
Trying to rocket steal.
Tried to rocket steal, yeah. Cool's going to get in instead. That will get locked up by him. Save. He's going to need to do something about Gogoing, or somebody has to, because the rest of OMG are going to follow him in on this top lane in a moment. There's a ward that will spot them all, so NaJin White Shield can react.
Oh,
Look at LoveLing go. Look at the speed. He pounces in. He catches the stunner to watch. Can the rest of the team keep up with him? That's the question. Pounces away and does not quite catch that target. Remember,
It drew away from top, though.
I think on the hunt may well have triggered. They're both at level 16. I'm not sure all of the objectives have been reached yet.
It'll go off at a random time once all the conditions have been met, so.
They managed to get a tower here because they forced White Shield actually to go down to the bottom side here with the engage from LoveLing, and should be able to pick up inhibitor as well. I mean, look at the poke they can do every single time.
Both inhibitor here should be pretty easy. The poke still coming in strong. Baron buff regen will definitely help out Shield, but going to be very, very hard. There will be very hard pressed.
Should be going down right there. Yeah, so again, they have to land the spears from saves. As long as every time it misses, it opens up for OMG to move in, hit the inhibitor, wait for the next spear, go back again, dodge it once again. And it's just so unfortunate. They're going to get nothing.
They're going to try and catch on this time around. Watcho is slow. The stealth comes down. Cloud taken low. Zefa almost dropped there. Exhaust down on him, but he's saved by the whisker there. Fantastic stuff. He gets away to the fountain, and OMG have to disengage again.
Still though, 2 inhibitors gone. The mid one will respawn very soon. Need to once again go down to this bottom lane, take the big wave, push it up. Buying a bit of time for White Shield to get some more wards in the jungle. They could spot OMG engage just before here, which actually made them stay alive.
Yeah, 2 inhibitors down with double lines of super minions buffing each other. Should give OMG a pretty clear path here. If they want to finish out very safe, just go bottom, siege up, hit a couple shock blasts, and they should be good. Baron buff pretty much gone.
It's been impressive performance by Sam though. I mean, the guy has had to swap support so many times the last half a year. I mean, remember LoveLing was the support during All-Star. Then it was Pomelo they had, who's now again the coach for the girl team of OMG, or my girl, or whatever they were called. And at the same time, you had Data 7-7 in there, then you had Cloud, then they swapped a little bit, and now Cloud is back for the quarterfinals. And yet the guy has actually really been showing up.
Well, he takes a lot of flack for the laning phase,
He does.
but people have always commended him for his team fighting. He's always been very solid for OMG in the team fight, and he's shown it here. He's building with a lot of confidence. All damage, just relying on Cloud. That trust is already there with these two guys. They have played together on and off throughout the season.
And that's what Doublelift was talking about. When you have an aggressive AD carry in these team fights and you have Janna, it just makes it so much stronger because he can dash forward, he can deal the damage, and then you have Janna for the disengage.
At the moment, it's 90 seconds until Baron is up. NaJin White Shield have had their hands on it the last 2 times. That pink ward at the front being used to spot LoveLing, pouncing in there, traps laid around the side as well. They don't want to get caught out this time around, and instead, LoveLing is looking around the side. He has his stun ready and waiting. Let's see if he pounces in. Watch may even be the focus target, of course, because that quest will be starting out soon. Zefa keeps on pouncing. Look how many traps are being laid down.
And Cloud
comes in, clears them all out with that shield, sweeps the field.
It just becomes very hard with Rengar to engage right here because they're standing in the base.
Stealthed up, tries to go for it, but can't get close enough. But it will fall down. Shock Blast doesn't really find his target. Zefa doing a good job at keeping him away. Oh, Cullen being used, burnt out. Watch, pops back in there. Santa away from his team. They've all backed away. Suddenly realizing, Plenty, we need to be with you. The inhibitor has been left alone. The shield tanking it. Not going to be enough. This is risky play for OMG here with the Baron up in 30 seconds.
If you know OMG, then they will probably back off here and control it. Also, the hunt is confirmed to be on by observers right now. So next kill of Rengar or KhaZix can get that trophy. Here we go. This might be it. They're going to collapse.
They're going in.
Oh, he's
got
going to get it!
He gets himself the hunt quest, and that may actually trigger because Gorilla went down at the same time. Ggoong's getting forced away. Guardian Angel is already gone out. Is it going to be enough? He is turned around and just blown the hell up as he goes in there. Sand comes around the side, so deep. Zay tries to get away. GA comes back, and that is the ace for OMG. Nexus turrets will fall, and oh my God, are they looking good? Game 2 goes OMG's way. China is one step away from an all-China semi-final.
Not only did they start off that game really well, and not only did they execute very cleanly in the mid-game, but they also had the stylish finish to win the hunt at the very end. LoveLing answering all of your questions, C-Man, about his Rengar.
Fantastic stuff, and well, they look good from start to finish this time around. No messing around. They led that game the entire way. What a performance, and really this team is looking resurgent. But let's not forget, NaJin White Shield have been in this position. They've come back from 2-0. It is a massive ask, and they need to group themselves together and sort out their pick and ban phase, because it has been found wanting here by OMG.
The picks they're using are so risky because once you fall behind, you can't do anything. Like in this game as well, they could never 5 versus 5 fight them. That's a lot of F's in there. And that simply means as soon as OMG gets a lead in the early game, gets the first dragon, they just dictate the entire game long. The Z pick has no impact at all. Nidalee was picked as a counter to Jayce to try and like counter poke a little bit.
And heal it up.
And he just could never do it.
Yeah, you can't heal that up because Cool did such a good job bullying early. That lane won really, really hard for OMG, and they gave them so much control early. They were even able to win a dragon fight with the 2-tier champion.
Yep.
We've seen it as well. I think it was the Samsung teams. I think it may have been Blue that started off with that poke comp that just did not work, and suddenly about, okay, let's revert. We need a full team fighting comp. That surely is what NaJin White should have to do here. They have to be thinking, let's get in there. Let's get an Orianna or something on Ggoong. Let's get him away from that Zed.
Yeah, because the Zed simply, I mean, OMG will never allow you to split push. Ever. Like in China, we rarely see split push because whenever some guy is splitting, well, the other 5 members are just forcing a fight somewhere, forcing a Baron, they will dive you. And then the Zed suddenly has to run from bottom lane, back up and help his team, and he will never have enough impact. So I almost feel like picking a team fighting comp might be the way to go. Orianna for Ggoong is a good option.
But speaking of the split push, we've never seen NaJin White Shield actually get going on that. It's never worked out for them because they're getting drawn into these 5v5 fights, and that is exactly OMG. It is their territory. What a fantastic, though, game 2. For now, though, we're going to send